Yes, hello, welcome everybody, it's Chris here from MoDXtra, and in today's video we're going to take a look at another Marvel Animated Statue by Gentle Giant Ltd, and this one is Magneto. I am Magneto, master of magnets. Come, ex-chicken! Yes, that's right, folks. I've gone and bought myself another Marvel Animated Statue by Gentle Giant. Magneto this time. I've been prowling eBay looking for those bargains, and this one came up at a price that I just could not say no to, so I had to pick him up. I think he'll make an excellent addition to my collection. In fact, you can see, just here, there's my Groot that I unboxed in a previous video. Although between you, me, and the gatepost, shh. Don't tell the wife, but I may have pre-ordered one or two at full price. Keep that quiet. So yeah, it's the kind of the cutesy baby style interpretation inspired by the Skottie Young artwork from his alternative covers on a few Marvel comics. I'll read you the back of the box. It says, "He's adorably evil. Magneto finally wormed his way into our Marvel Animated Statue series. Hovering over his base, the arch-villain of the X-Men, Magneto is the 10th statue in our popular Marvel Animated Statue series. The leader of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants wants to further the cause of Homo Superior. Magneto is presented here in his classic costume with cape and helmet. The Magneto Animated Statue was digitally sculpted and carefully printed on state-of-the-art 3D systems and 3D printers. The high-resolution prints were then used in the creation of prototypes needed to produce this animated collectible. Each animated statue is hand-cast, hand-painted, and hand-numbered with a limited edition certificate of authenticity. Make mine Marvel." So very exciting stuff. I'm operating on the assumption that it's of the high standard that I've come to expect from Gentle Giant. I've been very pleased with all my previous statues, all of which have been unboxed on this channel, incidentally. So please feel free to go check out the playlist and have a look at some of the others. And note here that it's a much smaller box than some of the previous ones that I've had. The Thor, for example, and the Groot were much wider and deeper than this. I don't know whether that's going to reflect on the size of the statue or not inside. We'll find out when I unbox it in a minute. But yeah, very excited to have this in hand. Really pleased to be unboxing it with you guys here today who are going to get a first look at it with me when I first look at it. So let's move over to the overhead camera and take a look, shall we? Here he is then, Magneto. From Gentle Giant Ltd, from the Animated Statue series. That looks like just the retailer's barcode and stuff. We've got a shot of the figure, and then on the sides there, just side shots of the figure, and then a side shot of the figure. A nice little kind of page-lifted version of the figure in the photo there. And then the blurb that I just read in the intro. So let's get it open. Now these usually on the top have these little trading cards that give you the number. And this is no different. Here we go. So on the top here, we've got the certificate of authenticity. And the way Gentle Giant do that, as you can see, it's with these little trading cards. This is number 670 of 3000. And then with a picture of the figure. So I'll go and add that to my little binder with the others. Then the usual kind of polystyrene protection around the figure, as well as all the tape. So I'm just going to very carefully now cut my way around. Usually the polystyrene is quite thick and the figure is deeply embedded within the centre of the polystyrene. So I'm being a bit more cavalier after having more increased experience with these Gentle Giant statues. There we go. Put that down there, and here is the Magneto. Well protected. Oh, now that's interesting. So he feels... I mentioned about the box being smaller than the previous figures that I picked up, and he does definitely feel much smaller in size. There he is, look. In fact, if I just grab my Groot off the shelf here, a significant difference in size, which may be why he's available a bit cheaper than some of the others. But let's take a closer look nonetheless. So yeah, it's he's got his shiny helmet, very shiny paint job on that. He's got the little kind of reflections in the eyes there, which is a nice bit of detail. It's a bit untidy, the painting around the mouth. I don't know if you can see that there, a bit untidy, the painting around the mouth. Very dynamic statue, as the Gentle Giant ones often are. I like the kind of hands splayed out. Although this finger on this hand looks a little strange. But got his hands splayed out. The cape is sort of flowing all behind him. I'd probably say detail-wise, it's not quite as detailed as previous ones. Like there's not been a bit of a wash on the helmet or around the kind of collar piece here that's holding the cape. There's a few kind of crease marks in his baby onesie down here. I don't know if you can see them. I'll take a closer look on the sideways camera and around his little nappied bottom there and the folds in the back. There's definitely a bit of untidy painting where the cape meets his shoulder there. So it doesn't look and feel quite as detailed, although there's obviously not as much detail going into it as, say, there was on the Punisher. On the bottom here, you can see you've got a bit of information, but it's got the limited edition number replicated on the bottom of the base, 670 of 3000 there. They've all got that in the little white chalk pens there. So, yeah, he's looking all right. I'll bring him a bit closer. I mean, that's a very, very shiny paint choice on the helmet there, which I'm sure there's some jokes I could make right now in relation to both the shininess of the helmet and the colour of the helmet. But it's definitely very eye-catching. It's just a lot smaller comparably to some of the other Gentle Giant figures I've got. I'll have to dig out my Punisher and see. I feel like my Punisher's probably a bit bigger. Certainly very accurate to the comic book covers, the Skottie Young comic book covers that have inspired this range. Well, I've just glanced up at my monitor. The lighting is... that helmet really is very shiny. The lighting's reflecting off the helmet, which may be affecting your viewing experience, audience member, compared to my in-hand experience here now. But yeah, certainly, you know, again, the Gentle Giant quality, the feel of it is just nicer in general, you know, to the kind of plasticky feel you sometimes get with these statues. How does he stand? Yeah, all right, nice balance on him. Let's jump to the sideways camera now. I'll get him on the rotator so you can have a closer look, and then take perhaps a few photos of him so you can get a feel for what he's all about. Yeah, there we go. Magneto, the animated statue by Gentle Giant. Okay, so Magneto then, and this is an interesting one, really. I am wildly enamoured with the Skottie Young artwork that they're using to inspire this range. I've been in love with many of the other statues that I've already picked up, and I'm, you know, in love with the aesthetic of this one. I just love these cutesy little interpretations of the characters that bring a fresh twist and something new and interesting. As I said in the unboxing element of the review there, it's a very dynamic figure. It's got lots of kind of motion and action, and it's so well put together. But the fact that it's just a bit smaller and there's just something about the paint job on it means that it's not its shelf presence next to my Groot and my Punisher, for example, which is what it's been sat next to these last few days, it just isn't as strong. It just doesn't leap off the shelf as powerfully as the Punisher and Groot does. And my Thor will, when I finally get round to gluing the arm back on. And to hear that story, go check out the unboxing of that one. So while it's you know, a collector's piece, and I'm happy to have it in my collection, and I'm enjoying it, I just am not enjoying it as much as I have some of the other Gentle Giant stuff, which has left me perhaps feeling a little disappointed, you know, a little bit of disappointment. But, you know, I'm certainly not aggrieved by it whatsoever, and that disappointment is basically, you know, it's perspective. It's proportional to how much in love I am with the other statues by Gentle Giant's animated series range, you know? Because it still looks a hell of a lot more shit hot on the shelf than some of the other stuff that I've got. So I suppose it's all relative when you look at it from that perspective. So I'd probably say, if you're out and about like I am, and you're always bargain hunting on eBay and on Facebook Marketplace and stuff, and you see one come around at a discount like I have done, then definitely pick it up, because it's still a super cute piece, and it's still eye-catching, and it's still got a great kind of, this mashup vibe, and Skottie Young's obviously a legend. I mean, his artwork's brilliant. But I would probably, if given a choice, select one of the other figures from the range first, So, yeah. That's about all I've got to say there. Happy to own it. Really happy with the figure. I love the style and design of the pieces, but it just doesn't quite stand up as well against some of the other ones that I've seen from the Gentle Giant Animated Series range. So, yeah, there we go. Okay, well, hopefully that's helped anyone out there who's considering picking up the statue for themselves make a decision. If it has, then please do take the time to go down below and give me a thumbs up and a like for this review. It only takes a second for you, but it means so much for me, and it helps me grow my channel and helps me attract new viewers. I'm also promoting the MoDXtra Discord right now. The link is in the description below. Please do come and jump in and have a look around. We are worshippers of the broad church of nerddom, and we talk about all sorts of things: games, collectibles, nerdy movies, nerdy TV shows, tabletop games, video games, you name it. If you, like me, just worship of that broad church, and you like a wide range of things, and you don't like to pigeonhole yourself into a niche, then stick with this channel and come join us with the Discord as well, because we are an open church. Welcome to nerds of all kinds. Okay, bro, well, that finishes me up there. I've been Chris from MoDXtra. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you around here again soon.